Hi friends, Shauna Klingerman here. I create content about art and journaling and mental health. And starting today, I'm going to try to create some content about bullet journaling. Now, before you think that I'm going to give you all this expert advice, I need to tell you right now that the content I'm going to be creating about bullet journaling is going to be all about my own learning process as I get started bullet journaling really kind of for the first time ever. So, as an ambassador for Archer and Olive, I have so many journals in my stash. I've always had a lot of their journals in my stash, but it is growing. And as I was considering how I want to start using a planner, which friends, I don't even use a planner right now, so I'm stepping into something brand new here. But as I was thinking about what kind of planner I wanted to use, I thought, why not pull out my notebooks and create a planner that's designed just for me. One of the things that really inspired me about all the bullet journal inspiration that I saw out there is that it is really customizable. And for me, every time I open a planner, there is just way too much in there for me to do. I'm supposed to be answering questions that I don't necessarily care about. There's all these blank spaces I don't know how to fill in. And oftentimes, even the format of like the Monday to the Friday or the Sunday to the Sunday to the Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday layout, even that can be like not very conducive to my life. And so as I was thinking about what I could do to make that easier, I started seeing all this bullet journal inspiration. I am not an expert here, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to be able to find a lot of content out there about how to journal beautiful bullet journals from actual experts. But my content I thought would be different, and it's going to be about learning to bullet journal and about the process of learning to journal. And we can work through that together. And you'll watch me make mistakes, tweak, refine, and maybe give up in the end. I don't know. That's going to be the fun of just kind of filming this and working through this with you as I go. So currently I am a journaler, like a daily journaler. This is my current Archer and Olive journal I'm using. It has a cover on it because I was making a mess of it. It also has some of my Paper House Productions foil stickers, but these journals I use every day, and the way I use them is as like a daily journaling practice. So I have another video on my channel about my daily journaling practice. If I can figure it out, I'll link it for you here. But my practice involves putting down clear stickers and writing quotes and my schedule and then filling in all the blank spaces. So I do write down my schedule every single day. And I also have a Google Calendar that keeps all of my events organized. However, as somebody with ADHD, I find I need to interact with my schedule in multiple ways in order for me to really wrap my brain around it. So I look at my calendar in the morning, I write out all my events when I'm journaling before I start my day. And I also do like to, at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of the week, I always write out my schedule too. Even though I haven't had a planner, I've still been, let me see if I can show an example. I've done several iterations of this, but I have still been like let me find a Monday here. I still have been at least listing out what I have going on. This is just Monday through Friday. And I don't like this version. It does not give me a good view of my schedule, but I have to like pick up every event with my brain and interact with it a few times so that I don't miss anything. That is just a time management ADHD strategy. So right now, this is what I'm doing, and it's not enough. As I was on sabbatical, as I've been taking a break from working so much, it was fine, but my life is getting more busy, and this will not work. So I have tried a few other things. I have tried all the planners. I also went through a stage where I did my planning in my bullet journal, like it was like part of my process. And I'll show you that here in one of my this is another one of my daily journals. I've filled in so many of these. They make me so happy. I promise I'll do another video with a flip through of all that. But today we're introing my bullet journaling project. So let's stay focused. So previously I have done a few things. I, for a while, was doing this, which is kind of a weekly bullet journal spread with a rolling task list, which apparently I didn't fill out, but I was doing it here in my daily journal at the beginning of every week. And I liked that because at least I could see my schedule all written out. But because it's in this journal that's filled with so much, it's like, this is not very work conducive. It's very playful and pretty and packed. Visually, it does not get me in focus zone. You know what I mean? And so here's another one I did. I've tried a bunch of different versions of this over time in my journal. Even a version where I was cutting pages, and I have been trying here. So this is an example of what I have done in the past. And then this week, as I was starting to think about bullet journaling, I played with a few layouts. I've been researching weekly layouts like mad because I need to figure out what I'm doing. And so I wanted to show you that this week what I did is I kind of created a sample weekly spread, because the weekly spread is really my main goal for the bullet journal, although I do want to have monthly spreads. I might do some tracking. I want a place to collect notes, things like that. But I tried out this spread and I'm pretty happy with it. This is just a rolling task list. When you turn this page, you can kind of see here. This is every day. I need the schedule because I have a life that has like a lot of Zoom calls throughout the days. And so I need my schedule so I can kind of see what's full. I loved this, but I'll tell you what, it was a little tight in this size book. This has Saturday and Sunday, but I've already changed my mind about that. I will walk you through all the things I'm going to do in each spread later, but I just kind of wanted to level set my bullet journal experience. So like I said, I've done a few of these things. You know, I've been writing my schedule in notebooks since the beginning of time. The other thing I've done in the bullet journal department is this. This is not an art journal, just a different journal that I got. It has Tomoe River paper, so it's really smooth. Oh, I knocked my desk. This has Tomoe River paper, so it's very smooth. Also the paper is, you know, thin. That's the nature of it. But I just wanted a place to like be creative, start collecting lists that I had, books, things like that. I loved the idea, but I'll be honest, I think because this book didn't really belong in any part of my routine, it was kind of hard for me to come back to it. Like if I thought of a book I wanted to read, I didn't always have this with me. And so it ended up being a bit of a struggle bus. I almost filled it all the way in. I think it's really pretty, but it ended up being more of like a visual thing than an actual tool for me. And so that's information I'm bringing with me as I move into this new project. But like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, so we're gonna have to see. This is the other thing that I keep, that it's not exactly a bullet journal. This is my business journal. And so in here I collect tools and information and brainstorming and planning for my business. So I can't show you all the pages because some of them are kind of personal, but like for example, when I was planning out my podcast, which has been on sabbatical, coming back soon, I created this page. I love planning with sticky notes. It helps my brain think. You can see I get really color coded with them, but this book is so great for that. So planning things like my podcast, episode brainstorming. This is like a full episode, like journaling. Sometimes I have storyboards for things that I need to put in there. So this is like, sometimes I have like working tasks lists. Anyways, this is going to continue to exist. But that being said, this book isn't always open when I have brilliant ideas or thoughts. And so I'm hoping my bullet journal can kind of bridge that gap so that I can put ideas mostly in sticky notes, but maybe also in note version in my bullet journal, like throughout the week, throughout the day. And then when I'm ready at the end of the month, I can transfer it all, or I can go back through and look for the things I need because it will all kind of have a home versus sticky notes literally everywhere, which is the story of my life right now. So that is my intro to this video, which is really just my intro to my videos about bullet journaling. So I'm going to start my bullet journal in November, even though it's not the beginning of the year, because I need it. Like, I need it now, and I'm not going to start a new planner. So it's happening now, and I'm just going to have 2022 for a few months and then 2023. And what I'm showing you here is when I was looking through my journals, this one was the first one that stood out to me for a bullet journal. I thought it's portable, it has a little bit of extra pages, and I'll be honest, like, I got excited about this journal. I opened it up and well, I've erased a lot of it, but not only did I, like, these pages, I've moved those sticky notes. I'll show you in a minute. But I sticky noted all the pages for what I thought they were going to be. I even went through as far as I could in the year to see like how long this journal is going to last me. That being said, we don't know because it's all a mystery, but I was just kind of playing and curious. Like I said, I had already kind of played with my weekly layout a little bit in my journaling. Actually, on Monday, that's how I journaled, is I just played with my weekly layout, which is kind of cheating, but not really. I'm trying to find it for you, friends, right there. So I have like some information already going in, and as I started to imagine working in this journal, I realized it's just going to be too tight. Because I want to put my weekly schedule, and because for me it's a very important part of the process to have all the hours written, it just ends up being too small. And after playing with it this week, I'm like 100% sure about that. So a busy week is going to be crowded. Fitting all the words in these sections is hard, and there's not a lot of room for anything else. You know what I mean? So I need a little bit more space for this. And even my task list area, it's a little too tight. I want my task to show up with my days. That's too tight. And so that is why I decided this morning to actually already filmed this video with this journal. But then I decided this is not going to work for me. It's too small. So we're going to save this for maybe my next journal, something else. And instead I pulled out this B5. I ordered this myself earlier this summer, I think, and I have been in love with it ever since. It's been kind of calling my name. Also, one thing I love about it is starting my journal in November, December. I feel like this beautiful green is a good place to start. And I'm realizing my camera is just a little too low for a bigger book, which is kind of exciting. So you can compare, like, this is going to give me a ton more space. If we open this book up, look at that spread. So if you compare, I'm trying to put it where you can see it. If you compare that much space to this much space, you can see I'm definitely increasing my square footage, like a lot. So here it is, the journal I'm going to use. It's from Archer and Olive. If you're interested in picking up a journal of your own to go on this journey with me, definitely check out the links below. I have a coupon code for Archer and Olive for 10% off. But I just wanted, oh friends, do you hear my dog? Here's a disclaimer. In my videos, you're going to hear my dog shaking his little collar. He's going to be stepping around. He might bark to come in and out of my door. He's just too old to control anymore. So back to the subject at hand. So I decided this is my journal, and I've been doing some thoughtful prep before I like pull a pen out and start working. And it is my intention to film a lot of my working process, not all of it, because let's not be crazy. But before I kind of pull out my pen and start creating spreads, both pretty spreads and functional spreads, more functional than pretty, I wanted to kind of sketch out my plans. So I thought for the rest of this video, I'm just going to kind of show you what I'm intending to do in here. And then in the next video, we're going to get started. So here's the journal, and like I said, I have been kind of compulsively preparing myself. So I have not put any ink anywhere, but I've been penciling like a mad woman. And here's kind of what I'm thinking for my layout, although this might change. We'll see. So this is going to be my title page. Like, I might give my journal a name. I've heard people do that. I think that's cute. But I'm at least going to put the dates, you know, start, finish, all that jazz. And then this is going to be my guide page. This is 100% inspired by a video from Men Who Bullet. I loved this idea, and also the way he laid his page out made me happy. And I'm putting it right here at the beginning because already, even in my just prep stages, I've used these guides so much. I'm going to ink these in. I'm going to make them pretty. I'll probably add a title. You'll see, but this is going to be some useful stuff for me. All right, then it's going to be the index. One thing I'm planning to do for my index is to have a front to back index where I'll like list where the months start and stuff. Although honestly, I don't even know if I want to index that. I'm on the fence. But the thing that I really want to do is to index from back to front, because I don't know like what I'm going to want to track, what I'm going to need pages for. I think I'm going to number my pages, like just start at 1. Look, I already did it right here. And I'm just going to go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So like, I know that this spread right here, I'm going to call it a parking lot for all of my sticky notes, because I write things on sticky notes all the time and they just live on my desk, on my monitor. So I'm going to make a parking lot here, and I'm sure there's going to be other things that I want to track, list, all of that. And so I'm going to number from back to front so that I can know how to find those pages. So after my index, I'm going to do both 2022 and 2023, kind of like, I think they call it at a glance or future log or whatever you want to call it. I want to have my full calendars for both years, just like with little calendar grids. And you can see here today, I counted out where everything is going to fit with my spacing grid. So I'm going to have 22, 23, and then I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this, but I do want to have a log with all my travel. And I was thinking about doing that, but then I realized like holidays and birthdays and stuff wouldn't make its way onto here, which I have mixed feelings about, because honestly, I'm not going to refer to this for holidays. I want this, my travel log is going to be great because I like to keep track of when I have traveled. I put things in my travel journal. I you know, want to print out pictures for my word of the year book, things like that. And so this is important for me to capture. So I might just do that, and maybe I'll just circle holidays and call it good. I don't know. So 2023 is going to be pretty much a mirror of this page, only with the next year. And then I'm going to do my yearly title. I have an idea for it, but these title pages, I'm not going to hurry my way through them. I can come back to those later. Function matters the most, but I can always leave a blank page because I know how to go in and fill a page later. I could paint on it, I could watercolor, I could add a quote, I could doodle, like, so this is just gonna wait until I'm ready. And then this page, since we are on 2022 first, that's gonna say 22. And then I'm gonna have my vision board and my word of the year. And then this is going to be blank because I'm just not ready to commit to going straight into my monthlies. But just in case, oh, my little guy's tapping around. Just in case, I'm going to leave that open. And then we are going to move into my monthlies. I think that my monthly layouts are going to tweak a lot every month. Right now, this is kind of what I'm thinking. Like a decorative page with a small calendar, just so I can kind of see the layout of the month, like super small though. And then over here, I'm gonna do like one of those logs where you write all the numbers of the dates and the day of the week. And then I'm gonna list any important events, because this will just give me an eyeball of how busy my month is, just like that weekly does that for me. And then I'm going to create some space for important things down here, like deadlines, holidays, etc. This is going to be a Dutch door, friends. That's just like I showed you in my other book, where you cut your page shorter. So like this spread becomes 3 pages that are all kind of interconnected. And so my Dutch door is going to go here, and I'll have trackers here. And then when you open my Dutch door, there'll be space for like notes, sticky notes, ideas, quotes that I run into. I just need a place to like land things. And I know I have my parking lot, but it would be good to have a monthly place to land my things as well. So that's going to be my monthly, and I'm just going to keep it that long. The other thing I might use that back of this door for, and right in this space, you know, imagine it folds over and it's open, is like seasonal things like Christmas shopping lists, or my Thanksgiving menu. I'm not a chef, but I do cook for Thanksgiving every year. Or, you know, things like that that might be seasonal, maybe like vacation packing list, things like that. So I think this is going to be enough, but I may end up needing more pages. And if so, then I'll know next month to give myself more. Okay, finally, the other thing that I'm sure about for now is that I think this is going to be my spread for my weekly layouts. I like to see all the days in the week, not Saturday and Sunday. I don't do anything on Saturday and Sunday, but all of my weekdays, I need to see them laid out, and I need my schedule hours. And I thought so that it would be easier, I'll probably label both sides of my calendar block. That way, Friday won't be hard to tell when something's happening because it will be closer. I don't want a lot of lines on my page, so I'm not going to like connect them all with lines, which is why I was thinking the extra numbers on this side would be good. And then down here gives me space for like deadlines, decorative stickers, important things to remember, a quote that I love, just some like space for whatever. And then over here, I'm going to have my task list. And I'm going to do this task list rolling task list style. So once again, we're going to do a Dutch door. This is where I'm going to cut it on these dots right here. And then when you flip it over, there'll be like a Monday through weekend list here that kind of shows me when things happened. That helps me, and I'll explain it more in the later. But if you want more about that, just Google rolling task list. It's not my idea. And then when you fold this over, once again, I'll have space for notes, ideas, things I need to jot down. I think I'm going to let that be like some messy living space, but who knows what it's going to be for. We're going to kind of let this go as it goes. The other thing that I know I'm going to need room for is with my Fearless Art alumni group called Fearless Co., we do a weekly planning every week, and we always define a fearless focus. So I'll letter this and have a space to write my focus. And then I want to have like a small little box for my weekend plans. And I'll just list those out, like Saturday, garage sailing, 9 a.m., things like that. Like I don't need to have a whole schedule because I'd have to fill it in mostly with like crafting and TV. So that is all I know, friends. That is my Learn to Bullet Journal with Me introduction with a loose description of my plans. This kind of gives you, I just wanted to give you an idea of the steps that happen before the steps of filling in the book. There's planning, there's thinking, and I thought, why not walk you through those early process steps as well, so that as you're thinking about your own plans, you can kind of give yourself permission to use your pencil and think and change your mind. And from here, we're just gonna dive in, and hopefully we can keep up this practice, because if I can, I think it's going to really like resolve some issues in my planning and really like fill a space that I haven't been able to find the right piece for. All right, friends, stick with me. Subscribe if you want to make sure to see my next video. I have more content like this coming, as well as some flip throughs to share, some tutorials. I have so many ideas right now, part of why I need to get my planner together, and I can't wait to be back to share more. Until then, friends, get creative, and we will see you soon.